What's up, fight fans? What's going on out there, man? The homie main man, made man in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Yeah, man. Jamel Charlo stops Tony Harrison in the 10th round. After several knockdowns, Jamel Charlo now gets his WBC 154-pound title back. He is now once again a world champion, calling himself a two-time world champion. You know what I'm saying? Jamel Charlo going in there and getting the job done. Man, what a fight. What a fight. What a fight. I told y'all, fight fans, I was not prepared to bet on Tony Harrison's ankle, man. I just wasn't, man. It wasn't going to happen, man. So, hey, look. Clearly, from the offset of this fight, right? The cosmetics of this fight looked all wrong. I mean, Tony Harrison becoming the aggressor in the fight, being the come forward fighter. Get the hell out of here, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Man, clearly, man, I'm telling y'all what it is, man. Tony Harrison's ankle clearly was not 100%. He was not the same Tony Harrison from the first fight. He was coming forward for majority of this fight. But what a fight. Muhammad Hamatola, Al Cartier. I'm telling y'all, what a fight. What a fight. Fight of the year candidate right here all day. I was thoroughly entertained. Salute to Fox for putting this on free TV, fight fans. For those who in the UK or Mexico or whatever, just know that this fight was on free damn TV, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, salute to Fox. Salute to the PBC for doing that, man. But I'm going to tell y'all, Joe, like I said before, Tony Harrison wasn't nearly as mobile. Tony Harrison suffered a knockdown in round 2. He also got knocked down, two times in rounds 10 before they stopped this fight, man. Damn. Tony Harrison in the post-fight was gutted. I mean, straight up gutted, hurt. You can see the hurt all in his face, man. But damn, what a fight. They said Jamel Charlo started celebrating right when he knocked Tony Harrison down. I think that was the second knockdown in the 10th round. And he started celebrating before it was even over. He thought it was over then, man. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous, man, not to do that. You know, any veteran fighter would tell you it ain't over till it's over. And Jamel Charlo need to understand, bro, if it ain't over till it's over. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But, I mean, this fight, though, like I said before, the cosmetics of this fight was something that none of us seen coming. We all thought that maybe Tony Harrison was going to be that boxer puncher that he was in the first fight, luring Jamel Charlo into traps, luring them into different angles. Jamel Charlo was pretty much the aggressor in the first fight. Well, in this fight, after the first 2 rounds, after Tony Harrison got knocked down in the second round, Tony Harrison pretty much was became the aggressor. He started coming forward, fighting more in the pocket. He was winning a lot of rounds, believe it or not, by being in the pocket. Jamel Charlo, you know what I'm saying, was wild and accurate a lot of portions of this fight. If you look at the punch stats, I managed to jot them down. Tony Harrison landed 121 punches and threw 389. As for Jamel Charlo, who landed 127 punches but threw 582 punches. So Jamel Charlo was crazy and accurate in this fight, man. Even in portions where, you know, he was the busier fighter in a lot of rounds. A lot of his punches was landing on the gloves. A lot of his punches was barely splitting the guard, if you will. A lot of them were wild. A lot of them just was inaccurate. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Tony Harrison's lack of mobility or lack of being the Tony Harrison from the first fight, well, he wasn't getting out of the way of a lot of those punches. I mean, his upper body movement was doing okay. His head movement was okay. But he was taking so many shots by coming forward where he was honestly giving Jamel Charlo a lot of portions of the fight. I thought, I'm like, yo, why isn't he taking no steps back? He ain't luring Jamel Charlo in no kind of traps. I mean, nothing. It's like, according to Tony Harrison, he says that, look, he'd been out of the ring for a year, and he felt as though it wouldn't have been the right game plan for him to be boxing more, being out of the ring so long. Man, I thought he should have went to that boxing, man. Salute Coach Kennedy in the building, Marquise Monroe in the building, Brother Reality in the building. What's going on? Greg E. Hill in the building. Yeah, man, he say Tony Harrison was getting it in. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Coach Kennedy, Charlo 2-time champ all day. For those who know, I predicted Charlo to win this fight, not by stoppage. I thought he'd take it to the judges' scorecards, but he went in there and didn't leave it up to the judges at all tonight. You know what I'm saying? Denise Wards, that was a good fight. Harrison started too fast. His best round was the 9th. He needs to work on his stamina all day. You know, maybe that's from that ring rust, from being out of the ring so long. When it comes down to the rounds, I gave round one to I gave round one to Tony Harrison. I gave round two, obviously, to Charlo. That was the knockdown round. Round three went to Tony Harrison. Round four went to Charlo. Round five went to Harrison. Round six went to Charlo. Round seven went to Charlo. Round eight went to Charlo. And rounds nine, of course, I gave that one to Tony Harrison. Like Denise Ward said, that was his best round. And he hit him with a right hand in that round that was just like buzz. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. But it was a back and forth fight up until about, in my opinion, up until about round seven. And that's when Jermell Charlo started to hit more of his stride. He clearly was in better shape. And though he wasn't landing a lot of punches, I thought he was outworking Tony Harrison more so in those rounds. A lot of those punches was landing on the guard. A lot of those punches were barely splitting the guard. They were wild. They were inaccurate. And I'm telling, and I thought though he won like rounds 7, 8, I gave him rounds, I'm sorry, 6, 7, and 8. Though he won those rounds, I thought he just won them because he was the more active fighter. Now, Tony Harrison, as he was coming forward in those rounds, he wasn't letting his hands go nearly enough. You know what I mean? But I got to give it to him, man. In about rounds 3 and 4, Tony Harrison was going down in the guts. He was making it work. He was going downstairs a lot more in those rounds, a lot more better in those rounds. And he just he still was going downstairs throughout the fight, but not nearly enough. He slowed down with the body work, and he had that high guard tuck, and he was just coming forward, trying to get within range, flicking that jab out there. And then whenever he get in the range, trying to pin Charlo down his win, he was winning a lot of the exchanges, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, still a good ass fight. Supreme Beast Boxing talking in the building. What's going on, fam? What's going on? My man Sif Buzz said, great. Protect yourself at all times, all day. Marquise Monroe, is it me or Derek game plan was trash? I mean, Charlo still looked like that to me. It's like he want to show everybody that that left and right hook is his best punches, and they starting to look like his worst punches because he don't land them nearly enough. They're too wild, they're too inaccurate, and it's like I don't know if he's too anxious or whatever the case may be, but that anxiousness is just still there. And it just doesn't go away. You know what I'm saying? He won tonight. And we're going to talk about the stoppage in a minute. He won tonight, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's just, to me, it was a close win. But I mean, Tony Harrison was coming forward a lot throughout of this fight. Charlo's punches was just, he was doing some clean punching, but not nearly enough clean punching, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Wasn't clean enough for me. You know what I'm saying? But he outworked Tony Harrison. A lot of those punches landed on the guard. A lot of those punches landed on the arms, but he still outworked them. I mean, clearly, look at this. 582 total punches to Tony Harrison's 389. That tells you everything. He outworked them crazy. You know what I'm saying? Outworked them. Salute to you, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Salute, man. Charlo got him good. Yeah, man. That knockdown, though, in the second round, it looked like he caught Tony Harrison as he was taking a step back, as he was backing up, and he caught Tony Harrison with looked like a left hook. You know what I mean? It was semi off balance, but it's still a good punch landed. So credible knockdown. And the ones that happened in the 10th, well, those were just thorough. You know what I'm saying? Now, the stoppage. Let's talk about the stoppage. Jack Reese was the referee tonight. The stoppage, to me, I thought it could have went a little longer, fight fans. I thought it was just a little bit premature for me, but I guess from the referee standpoint, seeing somebody who just got knocked down 2 times, I still thought it was a little premature. I mean, there was a punch or two that split the guard throughout of that whole flurry that Jermell Charlo was throwing, but I still thought it was still a bit premature. Was Tony Harrison on his way? Yeah. Could he, a couple more punches, if they would have landed, would he been out of there? Yeah, no doubt about it. But I just would have felt a little bit more comfortable with just those couple more punches landing. That's just me. And I'm talking clean punches, because a lot of that shit was on the gloves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Is it me or what? The rounds going so fast? Them Johnson was flying. It's a good fight. When you're watching a good fight, man, you know what I mean? The fight just go fast in general. Because when I looked up, I was like, damn, it is round 6 already. Damn, it's a good ass fight, man. Good fights go fast, bro. That's just the way it go, man. Yeah, man. Good scorecard, bro. Yeah, all day, bro. I try to call it fair. And for everybody who's wondering, keep in mind all 3 judges had Jermell Charlo up going into the 10th round. So, I mean, and by good margin. So it almost looked as if that Tony Harrison would have had to win it all out in order to probably convince those judges to pull it out. He would have had to pull that 10th, the 11th, and 12th rounds out. He was down. He was down on the scorecards going into the 10th. Brother, reality, Jamel's fire and passion is not a negative thing. I've never felt that way. It's just sometimes he needs to bottle it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that would help him, make him a little bit more accurate. You know, I'm telling you, man, tonight he was just so inaccurate tonight, bro. I was just like, look at all of his hook. It's like every time he threw a hook, for the most part, them joints was just landing on gloves. Tony Harrison was moving his head right out the way of them joints. He was overshooting a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's a very passionate dude. You know what I mean? And I said this time around, I didn't want people to mistake his anxiousness or his, people say overly emotional. I didn't want them people to mistake that for his passion. I thought this time around it was actual passion and hunger. I thought he really wanted his belts back. And he just was ready for this moment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, it's easy to rag on Jamel B-side Charlo. It's easy to rag on him because of how he is. And you know, he got that Clubber Lang thing going with him. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy for a lot of people to mistake that for him being overly emotional. Sometimes, fight fans, I'm telling y'all, it can be hunger. It can be passion. Don't mistake the two. I mean, some people just wear it on their sleeve. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes being overly emotional, that is the worst thing it is to have going into a fight. You know what I mean? Because it plays out in the fight. Yeah, man, Too Stiff Rich, all that showboating and dancing. I mean, we knew what he was trying to do. It was more so Jamel Charlo being the dude he is. You know, like we just said, people perceive him to be emotional. So if you got a dude like that in the ring that you perceive to be emotional, you're trying to get up in his head. Tony Harrison, the whole build up for this fight, been trying to get in Jamel Charlo's head. And even in the fight with the taunting and the dancing and the showboating and all that shit, man, he was just trying to get in Jamel Charlo's head, man. Make him work more, make him work harder. You know what I'm saying? This fight, if it would have made it to the championship rounds, man, it would have been a close fight, bro. Really, real close fight. You know what I'm saying? Big Mike say Harrison wasn't hurt. That bullshit rigged. Fuck sports. Damn. Hey, at least you just put it all on sports. You know what I mean? Just put it straight on boxing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, man, I would have liked to seen a couple more land just because you're taking the belt away from this dude. You know what I'm saying? I'd have liked to seen a couple more shots land before that ref would have stopped that fight. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. You know? And when you take something from a guy, when you're taking a belt, I want to see you take it, like drop him. You know what I mean? But Jack Reese, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? That second knockdown, I think he damn near went through the ropes, though, son. You know what I mean? It was crazy. You know what I mean? Marquise Monroe, I felt Charlo game plan wasn't better than last time. It was almost similar, for real. It's just that he was getting pushed back. It's just that he got a different Tony Harrison in front of him. I mean, if you go back to that early in the first round, Charlo came out like a war hog. You know what I'm saying? He came out swinging heavy shots early, not even leading off with a jab, just coming off with his hooks. Boom, boom, boom. He came out in rounds one just like that. It's just that he's seen Tony Harrison make those adjustments. Oh, this time around, I'm not going to be the aggressor. You're going to try to be the aggressor. Okay, cool. And he became a boxer puncher. The difference was Tony Harrison, to me, fought better as a boxer puncher in the first fight on his back foot than what Charlo did tonight. And to be told, as the aggressor tonight, Tony Harrison semi-fought, just that he got caught, but he fought better. And he took too much time off in those last few rounds, man. He was just taking too much off. He was just starting to come forward, be a little too patient, trying to get within range, and he was just getting outworked. You know what I mean? A lot of those punches were just Charlo was letting his hands go. That's one thing you won't say tonight that Charlo had a problem with, and that's letting his hands go. The man threw 582 punches. You did. And then he also outlanded Tony Harrison in the power punches department. Tony Harrison landed 84 and threw 203. The Charlo's landing 100, and he threw 403 power punches. So out of his 582 total punches, 403 of them were power punches. You know what I mean? Shit, that's some emotion for your ass. You know what I mean? He was trying to take that man's head off with shots. It's just that, and clearly a lot of the judges wasn't giving him credit for a lot of those punches. They were landing on the gloves because out of 582 thrown punches, you only landed 127. So clearly the judges was seeing a lot of those punches land on the gloves and him being inaccurate also. You know what I'm saying? So man, Charlo was winning on your card because the commentary was weird. Yeah, he was winning on my card also. You know what I mean? I thought, like I said, Tony Harrison started to take too many rounds off, and he started to become too predictable. He wasn't letting his hands go nearly enough. Charlo was outworking him. There were punches every so often that was splitting the guard. You know what I mean? He started to take threatening shots. He started to land some good leather on Charlo too. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, that right hand, he landed in the ninth, man. Salute to both men in their chins. Yo, salute to both chins tonight, Joe. Both men took a lot of flush shots. Don't get it twisted. And both men, for the most part, stood on their feet except Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, there's still their chins for them both men to hang in this fight as long as they did, man. They both chins were tested tonight all the way through, man, through and through. And Tony Harrison wasn't clearly knocked out. The ref jumped in. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But both of their chins, man, god damn. Yo, this was a hell of a fight, Joe. Tony's stock went up regardless, says Sif Bud. Yeah, his stock should be pretty high. You seen Sam Watson run over there right after the fight. That's always a good sign. You know what I'm saying? Watson's still in this corner. That means Al Heyman's still in this corner. So, you know, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Thumbs up for the fam as y'all come on up in this joint, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. Anthony Willis says, are they likely to have a third straight away? The interest would be there. The crazy part is in the post-fight, in an interview, you see it all written all in Tony Harrison's face. He wants somebody to mention, can we go back one-on-one? Don't think Jermell Charlo gonna do it. Jermell Charlo alluded to the fact that he got bigger and better things to do, and if it come back around, this, that, and the third, y'all know how it is, man. I don't see Jermell Charlo doing it again. Tonight was a good fight, you know what I mean? I'd be down to see it. I'd love to see a third fight because clearly these two styles, they benefit one another. They showcase one another real good. It's a good fight for us fans to watch. It was a highly intriguing fight tonight. Not only that, the buildup is golden. You know what I'm saying? Everything about this fight everything about this whole this rivalry right here is nothing but good. So I'll be definitely down to see it for a third time, man. I wish fighters were like fighters in the past and grew some damn balls and just be like, yo, you know what? Right off the bat, you got me one time, I got you one time. Let's run it back. It's like nowadays, it's just so political and business savvy. It's like they don't even know what to say. It's to the point now where they don't even know what to say in the ring no more in the post-fight interviews. They have no idea what to say. They don't want to say the wrong thing and piss off their, Sam Watson or whoever else in their corner. They don't want to say the wrong shit. They can't just come out and say, you know what? Yeah, I want Tony Harrison next. Yeah, I want him next. Matter of fact, my next fight, I ain't fighting nobody else except Tony Harrison so we can break this up and see who the real champ is. You did. Like, they don't have the liberty to – these fighters nowadays seem like they don't have the liberty to say that. Well, some of them do. Most of them actually do. They just choose not to want to use that liberty, should I say. They cool with rolling with the program. They cool with rolling with whoever they line up for. So – I would love to see a third fight, man. It'd be some G'd up shit if Charlo would have stood on it and just put that out there so they could have got it on. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Jack Reese did that bullshit. Yeah, you thought it was a little too early, too Hunter on hers. I thought it was just a little too early, man. Just a little bit. Not to say that, like I said, he might have got Tony up out of there, man. And on a scale, if I had to put it on the scale from 1 to 10 tonight on how well did I thought Charlo fought, I'd say about a 6.5. I'm not thoroughly impressed with the performance. I know he got the win. He got the stoppage. That's good for him. I do think Tony Harrison's ankle is not 100%. He's clearly not the same mobile Tony Harrison that we've seen him before. Something's going on. I mean, it's more than ring rust. He didn't even attempt to fight in that manner. That means it's more than ring rust. He didn't even try to lure Charlo into no traps at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not overly impressed with the performance. I thought he was just so inaccurate tonight. I mean, just very inaccurate. If Tony Harrison was the Tony Harrison from the first fight, the same openings that existed in that fight existed in this fight. It's just that you got a different fight in front of him. I'm sorry, fight fans. Just wasn't superly overly impressed. I thought it was a great fight. Like I said, both styles complement one another, so we got to see a good fight tonight. But as far as Charlo's performance, it was sloppy. It was sloppy, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm being overly critical, though, huh? How Jack stopped this fight and not stop the Fury versus Wilder. Yeah, that's crazy. That's the same ref, man. Oh, damn. That is crazy. He prematurely stopped this one. And then people say he overly did too much to let the Tyson Fury fight go on, man. Jack Reese be on different shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Mike Biggs boxing. Word up. See, he said the same thing. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Jack Reese all over the map, man. Boxing Logic United, my brother. What's up, famo? What's going on with you? Everybody that hear the sound of my voice, go check out Boxing Logic United. You will be thoroughly entertained. Harrison should have moved a little more, but was landing more effective punches. Yeah, I mean, bro, I wonder about his movement. I wonder what's going on with his movement, man. Like I said, he didn't even attempt to move in the manner that he did in the first fight. He didn't even attempt to do it. I mean, ring rust for real, bro. He should have went to see some sort of specialist and got somebody to work on that damn ankle, bro. Sitting around talking about I'm just letting it heal on his own, icy hot or green alcohol or whatever he used, a baked potato, whatever he put on it. You know what I'm saying? He should have went and seen a pro, man. This was the biggest fight of your career, bro. This was it. But nah, Jermell Charlo, he gonna be a diva. He gonna diva up from this. He is not going to Tony Harrison's way, man. I think Charlo knew he had to punch around Tony guard early. Yeah, he was throwing a lot of looping shots, but a lot of those early shots, man, he was putting a lot of mustard on them joints, man. Just inaccurate with them. Just couldn't land them. Just couldn't land. When he landed that one in the second round, he caught Tony Harrison backing up. He caught him backing up. He landed that left hook and landed right on the button. And Tony Harrison made a classic mistake of backing straight up. And he caught him on the button that time. But for the most of the fight, man, it was just wow. It was just wow. Mark Christopher Atkins says Harrison loses all of his fights the same way. Win the whole fight, then get KO'd in the last rounds all day. And that's one thing also. He's always had that stamina issue. That's one of the biggest, criticisms on Tony Harrison. It's been his stamina. That's the way my man Jared Hurd stopped him in the second half of that fight. Gassed him out. You know what I'm saying? In this fight, that pretty much reared itself again. I mean, like I said, he took at least 3 rounds where his punch output really dipped. And that's round 6, 7, and 8. His punch outputs dipped. He got back in the rhythm by round 9. By round 10, he got stopped. But those 3 rounds that he took off really would hurt him in this fight, man. He was rolling neck and neck with Charlo up until that point, in my opinion. I mean, punch output is stamina. It's always been a knock on Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? Real Just Reyes says Charlo needs to jab more, B. And he stopped whenever he lead off with the hooks. It's when it's the most inaccurate. Bro, he just it's like he be pressed to show. It's like he got a new shiny toy and he want to show you so bad how good it is, how everybody needs to see how great it is. And he can't never really land it consistently. You know what I'm saying? But he did knock the dude down with it tonight. It definitely got some pop in it. It definitely got main intentions. The problem is he just can't get it on the landing strip. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Media One, Tony Harrison was showing off and got dropped multiple times. Yeah. I mean, he was just trying to get in Charlo's head, though. I mean, it was all ton. You know what I'm saying? Boxing Logic United, what was that big bump on the back of Charlo's neck? I don't even know, bro. I seen that John. That John looked like something out the Matrix or something, man. Looked like somebody about to plug his ass up, that big ass thing he had back there. I don't know what the hell that is, bro. Corvada. Teron Harrison says Tony got a top 3 jab in boxing. His jab was good. You know, that is it. I got to give you credit on that one. His jab was beautiful. Like when he was in range and whenever he would let it go, pop, and he was getting full extension on it, man. It was looking good. It was landing good. There was even points that Tony Harrison was landing 3 4-piece combinations. And that's another thing. When both fighters was throwing at least 3 punch combinations, they was having much more success. When they were sticking to the 1-2, it was like, because especially on Charlo's end, given he was being so inaccurate, the 1-2, whenever I was just like, if he just come back with a left hook, the 1-2, then come back with the left hook, he stopped doing it. But whenever he did it, he was successful. Same way with Tony Harrison. And I was like, man, they need to get away from these 2 shots, man. Commentator stated that the judges had Charlo up before the 11th. Yeah, they had all the judges had Charlo up on the cards. That's what I'm saying, man. So it was either way. And like from the scores, I remember him saying, I think there were significant margins. Like Tony Harrison had to win that fight out in order to pull it out. It wasn't no like down 1 round type thing. He was down by minimum 2, 3, 4 rounds, going by the judge's scorecard. So he'd had to pull that out. I got La D in the building. Salute La D. What's going on? Charlo was off, but we got to consider that his mental control was most challenged in this fight, and he still did well. It was a close fight until the stoppage. Now, that's another thing. I guess if we're going to sit here and always crack on Charlo's mental, we also got to give him credit. He performed. He delivered. He got his belts back. This was the biggest fight of Jermell Charlo's career. This was the biggest fight. There's a lot of people that counted the dude out. They go by how he talk, how he act. And a lot of people counted Jermell Charlo out. So he was facing a lot of pressure. And if he would have lost tonight, he would have lost it all. His marketability would have plummeted. Him getting a big fight anytime soon, it would have been like high risk, low reward, the whole nine, the whole political bullshit game. So you got to give him credit for performing under the pressure that he did perform tonight. He has this thing where he running around talking about Harrison was the one under all the pressure. Nah, bro, you were the one under the pressure. And I'm willing to give him that credit. And he performed. He held it together. But once again, I still got a thing to say. If that was the same Tony Harrison from the first fight, I just don't know. Marquise Monroe, Charlo always had that bump. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just noticing it. Maybe it's just swollen up for this fight or something. I don't know, bro. I'm like, damn, what the hell is that, man? My man look like Neo or something in this joint. LeBron James, Tony was in my head. I understand how Jermell felt. Tony was in your head. Huh? He was talking that good cash shit, man. Tony, that's what he does, bro. Slick talking ass dude. You know what I mean? He got to eat a lot of them words tonight, though. You look at his face, man. You see the look on his face tonight? Slim, he was disgusted. He know, man. I mean, he ain't want to make no excuses, but he know damn well, like, bro, you can't use the judges as no excuse. You basically got stopped. Damn. All that shit you was talking, all that cash shit. Boy, Charlo's victory tonight. That's why he couldn't handle it, man. That's why my man had all that passion running through him. He jumped on the ropes before the fight was over. He did that because it's like, bro, all that shit you've been talking. You postponing fights. You backed out of fights. You did all of this stuff. You talked all that cash shit. And I stopped you. And I dropped you. If y'all was in that ring tonight, y'all would have probably did the same shit, Charlo. It's a feeling of, I guess Charlo exhaled. He did it a little too early, but he exhaled. He you know what I mean? He got his belt back. He can now look forward. He finally shut his ass up. He shut a lot of critics up. And it's your ass better get that shit under control, bro. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Frank Carreri says Charlo got exposed. I mean, I wouldn't think he got no more exposed in this fight than he did in the first fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I seen the same Charlo. Just the only difference is I seen a different Harrison. That's just the whole deal. Brother Reality says enough with the bullshit, Frank. Go sit your dumb ass in the corner. Yeah, I'm saying he ain't no difference. The same freaking Charlo, bro. What are you talking about? Anthony Willis, thoughts on FA and Du Bois, man. Just a little bit of digression. Yo, man, seen that FA Ajagba fight tonight, man. And y'all see my man get knocked down. Was this the first time in his career? Knocked down. Jumped on the dude, I forgot the guy's name, man. Jumped on the man when he thought he had the dude out. The dude was clearly on wobbly legs, and he jumped on him a little too much. And I noticed throughout of that whole fight, every time FA was jumping in, he was dropping that left hand. He just kept on dropping his hand. He just kept dropping his right hand. He just kept dropping it. And I said, yo, every time he jumps in, he drops his right hand. And what's up with my man punch selection? Like, he got to get away from just the jab right hand. Is there anything else? An uppercut, a left hook, or something? Mix it up a little bit more for us. So predictable. You know what I'm saying? And it's right now, he's getting by on the lower tier and the lower level by just doing the same thing and imposing his power on these dudes. But as he goes up that ladder and as the competition get better, he going to have to mix it up, man. You know what I'm saying? He going to have to mix it up. Real talk. Real talk. Marquise Monroe says, I feel Charlo seen that heavyweight fight because he had Tony Harrison hurt badly and wasn't going after him. I mean, I don't know. I think he respected Tony Harrison's power, man, because Tony Harrison was clocking him with some good shots too. I think Tony Harrison won his respect, and that's why you seen Charlo even working on the back foot as much as he was. Now, Charlo wasn't retreating by far. He wasn't retreating. He was definitely firing off. He was definitely being a boxer puncher. But, clearly he had a lot of respect for Tony Harrison, man. He was taking that step back. He wasn't willing to mix it up but so much on the inside before he took that step back. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of respect for Tony Harrison's punching power tonight. J-Rock versus Charlo, Herb versus Lubin, Harrison versus Laura, all day. 154 is freaking lit. You hear me, though? Like my man LeBron James say, look at all of those damn good fights right there, man. J-Rock versus Charlo, Herb versus Lubin, Harrison versus Laura. We know my man Jer Herb back in action January on the undercard of Danny Garcia versus Ivan Redcat. You know what I mean? Let hope my man Jer Herb get back in the mix. He say he want to get back at J-Rock right after this next fight. We'll see how it work out. We'll see what my man Jer Herb then learn. You know what I'm saying? Nelson Santos in the super chat. Salute, fam. Thanks for that love. Thanks for that love, famo. I asked the #1 pound for pound boxing stream this third fight all day. I hope so, fam. I hope so. It's my hope. Look, man, I would love to see Jermell Charlo bring on some of the spirit of the old school fighters and willfully take on a third fight with Tony Harrison. I would love to see it, man. But we know Jermell Charlo, diva mode. He says that he got bigger and better things to do. Doesn't look like he's going to look at to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that really kind of, I don't like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? When it's 1-1 like this, it feels empty. It feels unfinished. You know what I'm saying? There's still more work to do. And I would love to see them go for the third fight, truth be told. I mean, but listening to Jermell Charlo, don't see it happening, fam. Don't see it happening. Hit the thumbs up for the fam as y'all come on up in this joint, man. Come on, man. It was a good fight tonight. I know y'all had a good viewing pleasure tonight. It was on free TV. Hit the thumbs up for the fam tonight, man. We putting that work in. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it was all in all a good fight, I thought, man. Salute to Jermell Charlo for getting his belt back, man. He's back in the mix. He should sleep tight tonight. God knows if your man would have lost tonight, he would have had a nervous breakdown. Oh, my goodness, man. Y'all would have had to put your man on suicide watch. Everybody would have had to been calling up Jermell Charlo, man, like, yo, is he all right? Man, lock him down. Good thing he did win tonight. Good thing he won tonight, because I would have hated to see what have happened if Jermell Charlo would have lost tonight. La D in the super chat. Thanks, my queen. Thank you, queen. I appreciate that love. Lines only. Woohoo! Yo, you've been turning up for Charlo this whole build-up. I know. You know what I'm saying? All day. Hey, I called it. You know what I'm saying? I even gave the first fight to Jermell Charlo. So, he fought good tonight, man. He did enough to get past Tony Harrison tonight. It is what it is. Tony Harrison going to be beating himself up, man. I'm telling you. I hope in the coming days or the coming months that we hear the truth about that ankle. You know what I mean? Because something wasn't up. Something wasn't right. He is never, that's the most stationary I've seen Tony Harrison since early in his career. You know what I mean? Barely even moving. Yeah. Denise Ward says she wants a unification first. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. So you rather for them to go towards towards J-Rock, towards Julian J-Rock wins first? That'll be a good fight. That'll be a hell of a good fight, man. The WBO ain't that's the only one that's not gonna get on the same page with everybody. Y'all already know that's over there on DAZN. I don't know if that's having any chances. What that dude Texera about to fight for it or something like that. Jaime Munguia, he vacated it. It's just gone. It's just a long cause. You know what I'm saying? It's a gone cause. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna happen. So at the end of the day, yo, Julian J-Rock Williams, you got 2 belts. Jermell Charlo, he got 1 belt. No politics, no polished shit, no politics. All on the same side of the street. All fight for the same suits. Hey, all day. That can happen too. And if they do that, I just want it before Jermell Charlo make any moves, especially if leave the weight class. I would still love to see him mixing up one more time with Tony Harrison, man. It just, like I said, it just feels unfinished, Denise. It just feels a little unfinished. You know what I'm saying? You would love to see Charlo lose, you mean? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't saying that. I mean, the tie's a tie. You know what I mean? It's only right. You got to break. every sport, if it's playoffs, if it's a regular season game, I mean, every sport, when you got a tie, you have to break the tie. I mean, I want to see it, man. I want to see it. Muhammad Tola says, if you rewatch the second knockdown of round 10, the ref jumped in before Harrison was even down. Usually this signals the end of a fight. I understand why Charlo was celebrating on the ropes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, he probably, the last thing he saw, he seen that dude going down, he seen the ref rushing in. Maybe you're right, you know what I mean? But also, I'm sure a lot of that passion from the build-up, I mean, all the shit talking that Tony Harrison was doing, I mean, just to see him going down, man, it made him just probably had lightning bolts running through his blood. And he just shot him on that top turnbuckle, you know what I'm saying? But, yo, man, it is what it is, man. I mean, like I said, he had a lot of pressure on him. I'm willing to admit that, you know what I mean? Truth be told, Harrison is a bad matchup for Charlo, but that's what makes for good trilogies. That's how you win respect in the fight game. When you taking on, I ain't gonna say bad matchups. I think it's about an even matchup. I just think both men, it's that dislike, that vigor. You see, they didn't even shake out in the post-fight. They didn't shake hands. They ain't buddy up. They still talking shit. They still, what Jermell Charlo said it plain as day. I don't like this dude in the post-fight. You know, they don't like each other. This just makes for a great trilogy. This rivalry has everything, every ingredient that needs to be made up for a trilogy. I don't know. And then even, like I said, even in this second fight, though Tony Harrison got stopped, it still was a good fight. It was a very, very competitive fight. I don't know. And then it's Charlo, man. It's just his inaccuracy, so inaccurate. I mean, it puts Tony Harrison in each and every fight. Due to the inaccuracies of Charlo, it just puts Tony Harrison in each and every fight. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. That boy Tripp say, I want $50. Now I can buy my mom a Christmas gift. Hashtag lines only all day. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of Santa Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's what it is. You believe in your boy and your man and you want some bread, huh? I know that's right, man. Like I said, there was a lot of folks out there taking Tony Harrison. So a lot of people want some bread tonight. I couldn't find nobody to bet me, man. Damn, man. Everybody I knew was taking Charlo. I couldn't get not one goddamn bet, man. Real talk, man. But, yo, it was a lot of fanfare out there for Tony Harrison. That's why I say, man, it just makes sense for a third fight. You know what I mean? Marquise Monroe, man, I was on my feet when Charlo hurt him because it looked like Harrison was landing accurate and winning. Yeah. You know, he was getting outworked, but he was landing accurate. He was coming forward. He probably was. I honestly thought he convinced more judges or more of the judging than I thought. When I heard that all the judges had Charlo up going into that last round, I was a little shocked by that. I thought at least one of them maybe would have had Tony Harrison up. We seen the dude, the unofficial card throughout of the broadcast. Shit, he had Tony Harrison winning like every round except the second round that Charlo got dropped in. And I was like, what? I ain't got it that much by that far of a margin. He had Tony Harrison winning like damn near every freaking round, bruh. So, you know, he had Tony Harrison, man. He had his moments, man. He had his moments. And I thought he convinced the judges a lot more, but I guess I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? He says, I feel Harrison needs to lighten up his combinations. Can't think of a word for it, but they're not crisp as they could be. More likely, he literally swings then instead of launching it because he wasn't resetting properly, because he wasn't moving properly. That's my whole deal. I'm telling y'all, man, something is going to come out about that ankle. I mean, maybe he want to hide it from the public. I don't know, you know, for the betting odds or whatever the case may be, but something was up with that ankle. He wasn't resetting properly. That's what that was. He wasn't swinging properly because he wasn't resetting properly, and he wasn't moving properly. He wasn't putting himself in the right positions. I mean, he could have probably cut the ring off a lot better with a better ankle. I mean, I just didn't see him fighting this type of fight, man. He like I said before, he said ring rust. Whatever. How long will we ignore that Herd duck J-Rock smoke, man? Hey, man, he ain't ducking, man. He just went back to the drawing board. He was man enough to admit that, look, I got to work on some things. I'm not going to just jump right back in there with J-Rock, knowing that, look, there's some things that I need to work on. Not to mention I'm going through coaches trainings. He ain't doing, you know, he ain't going to do what like Tyson Fury is doing, safe to say. Like just be shuffling all this stuff around and just jumping to the biggest fight of your career. That's not smart. It works for some people, but some people it don't. But you hear what he say? He say, look, man, let's let me get my tune up out the way. And then I want J-Rock. Bring on J-Rock. It's clear as day. And we will talk about that. My apologies, fight fans. I did not do We Talking Boxing today because I plan on doing it tomorrow. And I will be speaking on my man Jared Hurd, who's going back in quest for his belts once again, saying that J-Rock, you can be next. All you got to do is accept the fight. That's what the last thing I heard Hurd say. We're going to talk about that, LeBron, all day. You know what I'm saying? Did you watch the Chavez fight? Yeah, I watched that fight, man. That was a clown show. Clown show, man. You know, I roast. It's like, how many times can I roast a fighter? I've roast Chavez Jr. so many times, I'm literally out of words. There's nothing to say about this little snot. That's all he is, bro. It's a shame. I'm starting to think, though, him and Pops in cahoots together because Pops seem to be cool with it. Every time we turn around, oh, he's dragging his father's name through the mud and, oh, man, the Chavez name is messed up, what he doing to it. But Pops be right there beside him, cashing them checks right along with him. I think it's a hustle. The Chavez name has became a hustle because Pops don't give a shit. We're going to end up seeing Chavez Jr. pop up in another fight somehow, some way. The dude misses weight. The dude, he's fought the same way in each and every fight. Got to try to come in big to rough up a smaller fighter. That's what he always hoped. When he ran up against in the Far fight, he ran up against a guy his size and got destroyed. Chavez Jr. is a joke, a straight up joke. I can't believe Eddie Hearn went to the lengths that he went to put that damn fight on for this clown. Clown gave up $1 million out of his purse. He don't care. Him and Pops at home chilling right now. Like, yeah, we're going to try to get us another one too. We're going to try to get as many as we can get. I'm telling y'all for some real spill here, man. Him and Pops is in cahoots together. All of y'all talking about some Pops is a shame. Because I even put a picture in Made Man's boxing form. And I say, oh, man, look at this, man. Where Chavez had his hand in his face in his hands, looking like he was ashamed. But then the next second I see them on Twitter or whatever, they at the hospital together, like, you know what I mean? Chavez Jr. in the bed with a broken nose. Bro, your man is in the bed like he about to get kidney surgery or something for a broken fucking nose, though. So did y'all see that picture? I'm like, hold up, my man laid up like he just got finished, like he just was in a major accident. He just got a broken nose, bro. You see a fighter can't continue with a broken nose, bro. This is boxing, man. To know that a fighter like Deontay Wilder continue with a broken bicep. This dude couldn't continue with a broken nose. Oh, poor Chavez Jr. Get the hell out the ring. Little shit, man. Come on, man. Shit crazy, man. This round says they should do it, but I don't think it should be immediately. Yeah, in today's climate of boxing, and just like Denise Ward had said earlier, a lot of people don't like to see him consecutively. I just want to see it eventually. I mean, hopefully it doesn't lose a lot of luster like both men suffer losses, or Tony Harrison doesn't manage to get a big fight to get his name back into contention. I hope stuff like that don't happen. I hope they do meet again. You know what I'm saying? But I know in today's boxing climate, y'all know how we are as boxing fans. We want to see the best fight the best. So clearly, if this guy got a belt, J-Rock got 2 belts, it's only right for boxing fans that want to see the 2 champions face each other, especially with no politics. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. If Harrison gets a good win, then immediately, but not 3 in a row. See, just said the same thing. Exactly. Lala D says, damn, I was 4 minutes behind in the chat. Yes, you called it, man. It's all love. Yeah, from the jump. I always said that Charlo had this. I thought he won the first one. You know what I'm saying? I thought he won the first one. And in the rematch, he got a lesser opponent, in my opinion, therefore a worse game plan. So here you have Charlo with better results. Still Team Harrison, seeing that both Charlos is easy work for Canelo. Man, I mean, I think, hey, 160 Charlo, he ain't 154 Charlo. 160 Charlo, I mean, I respect both fighters, but 160 Charlo has my utmost respect. He, to me, is a different breed. He's a different animal. You know what I mean? That dude is something special. And I would love to see him mix it up with Canelo. I would love to see him get in there with Gennady Golovkin. All I do know is it could have happened, and they got up out the way. Say, I'm dying to see how this Eddie Hearn sent one fight deal sent over to Charlo or whatever. I'm dying to see how this plays out, and I hope it plays out for the best, man, for real, because they talking about Charlo and Andre. Yo, I hope that happens. One fight deal. Now Eddie says that I'm going to give him the same deal that I gave to Mikey. My golden question is, and I don't know how many people have asked this, is this one fight deal going to come with the option that you get to bid on his fights the same way as Mikey Garcia's, which means basically Charlo would then become basically a DAZN fighter indefinitely? Or is it what Eddie Hearn is saying, oh, you can come and sign a one fight, make a chance to get the belts and take them back over to PBC? I've heard the double talk. I've heard Eddie say it's like Mikey's deal. Well, Mikey's deal, you get options on all of his fights. If it's like Mikey's deal, is it a one fight standalone deal? Which one is it? Read the small print. That's all I'm saying. And make sure you get Andre in that contract. Yeah, man, that score they do was telling during the fight had like man, yeah, I think you're saying the scorecards during the fight terrible, bro. He had Tony Harrison winning like every freaking round. Now, some rounds I definitely gave Charlo. Rounds 4 was a Charlo round. Round 6 was a Charlo round. Round 8 was a Charlo round. But shit, man, that scored the dude who was scoring the core. He gave all that shit to Tony Harrison. And I think he gave Harrison like the 7th or the 8th round or one of those. But for the most part, I mean, Charlo the 7th or the 8th round. But for the most part, man, it was all Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? I had Harrison ahead up into the later rounds. I had it at tie. I think, yeah, I mean, it was like a back and forth fight to me. Up until about round 7, it was like round for round for round. Up for me, up until about round 7. And then after that round, like I said, I think that Tony Harrison, his activity died down a lot for me. His output died down. He started to get clocked too much trying to make it to the inside. He started to get mostly outworked. And I thought that's when he kind of edged those rounds back to Charlo. And that's when he started to lose control of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Let's see. This round says Harrison jab is godlike. It's long, it's stiff, it's fast. Good jab. I always liked the Tony Harrison's jab, man. Good jab. I just wish he would have been did more 3-punch combinations than 2. Even when he was walking down Charlo trying to push him back. Like I said, he got away from the body work, which was working real good for him. And I'd say about rounds 3 and 4, it was working really good for him. He kind of started abandoning that, you know what I mean? And he was throwing a good jab, but like I said, more so 2-piece combinations. When he was letting them go in 3-piece combinations, much more successful, much more clean. You know what I'm saying? All day. Lala D say Andre all day. Yeah. Hey, come on. I hope they make that happen. Come on, Eddie. You want to win some respect out here? Get Charlo. Bring Charlo and make that Andre fight. Shit, people going to sign up for that. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Glitch Realm says Harrison and Hurd rematch wouldn't be bad if one of them regained the title. That would be good. I didn't even think about that, Glitch Realm. That would be very good. I'll be down for that. I mean, yeah, I understand Hurd already beat him, but I mean, both of them kind of sort of in the losers bracket. You know what I'm saying? They can fight it out. I'm down to see that. I don't want to see Tony Harrison go away. Let Tony Harrison remain lingering at the top. He's still a good fighter to add to the mix. Harrison versus Allura. Harrison versus a Hurd. Numerous good fights I like to see Tony Harrison still in. I don't want to see him go away. You know what I'm saying? Not by far. Hell no. Nah. I think Chavez Sr. has given up and accepted what Junior is and just works with it. Make lemonade out of lemons all day. That's exactly what it is. He like, you know what? You ain't me. You ain't gonna never be me. You ain't nothing like me. So guess what we about to do? You my last son. Ain't nobody else boxing with the Chavez name. We about to eat. We gonna try to get is whatever we can get. Shit, they gonna take this shit all the way down from the big shows to the little shows. They'll fight in Madison Square Garden. They'll fight at Ringling Brothers and Bonnie and Bailey Circus. They'll fight in the bread aisle at the local grocery store. Whatever. That's what they doing. They eating together. I seen it clear as day after this whole situation played out the way it did. Chavez Sr. Ain't hurt by far. He even giving his son excuses. Oh, he couldn't breathe. He couldn't breathe. So yeah, y'all. What he said, I think he came out with something like to the fans, like usually I'm with y'all in these type of situations, but this time around, like nah, he couldn't breathe. Bro, you trying to keep the hustle going. Keep it 100, Chavez Sr. Y'all eating. And you want to keep that Chavez Sr., that Chavez name buzzing as much as possible and collect all you can. Shit, okay. My man even gave up $1 million. He came in 5 pounds overweight at the weigh-in. But Chavez Jr., man, he just don't give a shit. A promoter would be stupid to be working with this dude, man. Real talk, man. Real talk. Shout out to all the cornballs, says LeBron James. Hashtag lines on. He didn't even put his clothes on. Post-surgery vibes. Bro, like this my man look like, man, come on, man. All that for his nose, though, bro. Like I said, we seen worse injuries than that in the ring. But Chavez Jr. went in the hospital like he went in there for like he broke his whole upper half or something, man. Like everything. I mean, I'm like, could get killed. They killing me with the hospital picture. Like they killing me with this shit. Like, get the hell out of here, man. Man, I will fly to Rwanda to see Charlo versus Andre. That's that fight. Hey, Lala D, if they may get that made, we're going to talk that up heavy just for you. We're going to talk that up real heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because you clearly are, you love that fight. This is a great fight. It's just a great all-around fight. Stylistically, everything. Did y'all also hear about Daniel Jacobs calling out Jamal Charlo? I see Daniel Jacobs, after he got their win over Chavez Jr., he called out Charlo. He want Charlo to come up to 168. Shit, Charlo got work to do at 160. You know, people going to look at that as kind of pussy. People going to say that, Daniel Jacobs, bro, you was at 160 all this time. You ain't had nothing to say. Now you run up to 168. You ready to call out Charlo name. That shit funny as hell, bro. Greg Hill says, I was going to keep Harrison in the mix. I think he got to get a tune up and get that ankle healthy because he was laboring early all day. And you know, salute to Tony Harrison for taking this as his first fight on the first fight back. But a lot of people would have thought that wasn't smart to take on, you know, if your ankle is not 100%, you know how big this fight is. Maybe something could have been done. I don't know what could have been done. I don't know how much Charlo would have let up or would have let Harrison out of this situation. But given his ankle situation, I'm sure there's some clause or loophole in his contract could have, you know, been on it. And he should have set one out, man. I don't think the ankle was there. I think that was the big thing missing. This is the reason why we got us a different Tony Harrison. Something is going on with that ankle. The mobility was not nearly the same as the first fight. It was totally different. A come forward fighter, somebody who was having so much success being such a boxer puncher on the back foot. Nah. Somebody when he knows that he can make Charlo miss as much as Charlo misses. No. And he gonna stand right there in front of Charlo? No. Something was up with that ankle fight, fans. Y'all know that. Come on. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you said that, fam. Oh, man. Yo, salute. Did y'all see the return of Errol Spence Jr.? You know what I'm saying? Yes, he got all his head, shoulder, knees, and toes. He got all both eyes. He got a nose. He still got a mouth. Everybody was speculating. They tell me, man, yo, man, did y'all see, man? I heard, man, that Errol Spence, man, he can't blink no more. Yeah, man, that's what I heard. He can't blink no more, champ. Like, I don't even know if he's going to fight again because he can't blink no more. Like, everybody was concerned. Errol Spence Jr. returned on the telecast tonight. He gave an interview, basically a lot of political answers, stuff that we expected to hear him say. And it was just good to see the young man back. It's good to see him back in full form. He said he's been in the gym. He says he's been, you know, getting back in the gym and working on some small things with his coach, man. And he's ready to come on back and take over and finish, basically picked up where he left off. He says he's looking to aim to come back in the spring. And you know, that's all good talk, man. That's all good talk, man. From a dude who was in a car that got flipped over and he got tossed out. Man, he's thanking God. He's thanking God for his kids. The answer that everybody wanted to hear. Are y'all happy now? Oh, man, he shouldn't have said this, man. He shouldn't have came out and said that, man. He should have thanked God. He shouldn't have came out talking the way he was talking. Is everybody happy now? Errol Spence Jr. is alive and well, back in the spring. We've now heard from him. I can't wait to get him back in the mix because we got a lot to talk about. And we'll see what the welterweight division is looking like when Errol Spence Jr. decides to make his return. And I'm still wondering, are they going to get that Manny Pacquiao fight, the Errol Spence Jr.? That's the golden question. We all been talking about Mikey Garcia. But like I told y'all, I don't want to see PBC make the same mistake that Top Rank did and not get Earl that Manny Pacquiao fight like they didn't get Turnbull Crawford. This can elevate Errol Spence Jr. to the next level of stardom by getting a victory over the legendary Manny Pacquiao. Let's see if PBC gonna drop the ball, but I think it's gonna be Danny Garcia. I think it's gonna be Danny Garcia and Earl running it in the spring. Lala D says he might as well have just brought the large pizza to the damn weigh-in with him. Might as well, shit. He probably, man, Chavez Jr. probably just woke up 10 minutes prior to the weigh-in. Probably like, oh damn, I didn't even know that was a weigh-in. I slept, I was drinking all night last night. I had those fucking cranberries that was just amazing. Let's go do the weigh-in. Hey, can somebody, give me the rest of my cheeseburger that I left over there last night. Bring that with you. Come on, we eat it on the way down. Disgrace, man. Pops, you ready to go make this money? As Junior, I don't think you should eat that prior to the weigh-in. What do you care, Pops? All we're going to have to give up is $1 million. Yeah, but that's $1 million, Junior. We might want to keep that $1 million. Oh, don't worry about it, Pops. We'll just line up another fight. We'll fight somewhere. They love us out here in Phoenix. Viva la Phoenix. Disrespectful, man. Disrespectful. Glitch round. Canelo won't be fighting Charlo, Andre, Hurd, Harrison, J-Rock, Mungia, Benavidez. I think they make that Mungia. Benavidez, and no one will say anything about it. Exactly. Canelo, the biggest cherry picker in boxing, runs around different weight classes, got the sanctioning bodies bowing down to him, making mysterious belts out of thin air. Canelo is the magic man. And of course, that's why I say for Charlo to go on the other side, get names in the contract. Get names in the contract. Because how them fighters move over there. You know how Canelo moves. Triple G, he don't want nothing but the Canelo fight. Demetrius Andre sometimes moves funny. He has to get names in the contract for that purpose because of how they move. Now, the Mungia fight, I don't know. I think Oscar will feed Mungia to Canelo, especially since Oscar doesn't have, he promotes Mungia, but more so on a co-promotional standpoint. Mungia is disposable, I think. Yeah, he's young. Yeah, they can make him to be a star, but he got Ryan Garcia. He ain't stunting on that. If he can make Mungia rise him up to be a star and then still put him in there to make a big fight with Canelo, I think he do it. I think he does it. Muhammad Tola says, did you hear Spence speak? His voice was funny, like he had some dental work done. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Even with some of the earlier pitches that were already let out, you can clearly see he had some dental work done. You can clearly see he had lacerations to his face. His face looked much more healed than what I originally seen, even from the mug shot that I did not want to show on the channel. But even from that, his face had much more lacerations on it. So you can see he's definitely healed up quite a lot, and the swelling on his face definitely went down. I was really concerned about his eye because some of the earlier pictures looked like maybe one of his eyes was a little messed up, like it was like bloodshot red, and like in the mugshot, he was like two-faced. You know what I'm saying? It was like bloodshot red on one side. So I was concerned, was the eye gonna be okay? Was he gonna come back with the Tevin Farmer eye or something? I wasn't sure. You know what I'm saying? But his healing process looked like it's coming along pretty good. We'll be wrong to think that he's 100% healed or he's not dealing with certain issues on the low. I'm sure he is. I mean, the man got tossed from a car going at high speeds. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure he's got a lot of things probably wrong with him that we don't know about. I mean, spring is a long time. For him to need that much time for a recovery, let you know it's more to it than he probably dealing with. But as long as he's 100% by the time he comes back, that's all we ask. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Marquise Monroe, man, you one of the best boxing YouTubes out there. One love coming to the channel. I love coming to the. Hey, man, I appreciate that, fight fan. Hey, much love to you, man. That's why I do it. You know what I'm saying? All day, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a sport that we all love. I just try to cover it right, man. That's it, man. Much love to you for that, Marquise. Much love to you, man. Real talk. Glitch Realm. I don't know if Charlo can move to 168, though. It's not smart to do so. Not right now. No, too early. Unfinished business at 160. He'll be going up there, knocking himself all out of whack to come back down to 160. It's just not worth it. See what you can get done on that DAZN side of the tracks. Even if he got to stay there and do the Eubank fight. You know what I mean? Which is not a fight that I'm clamoring for, but I don't think he should go to 168 just yet. Go up to 168. Jacob's fight ain't guaranteed. He's still gonna have to go to the zone. If he's gonna go to 68, I mean, it's gonna take a DAZN move. I mean, yeah, he can go up there. What David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. That's on the PBC side. So I guess it works good for him on the PBC side too if he goes to 168. But if you want the Daniel Jacobs fight, he got to go to the zone. So if you're going to go to the zone, you might as well stay at 160. That's where the smoke is at. It's good to know that he would have a lot more options, realistic options over on the zone if he decides to go over there. You know what I'm saying? I think he should do it. Harrison needed a warm up. Yeah, he needed a warm up. I agree. He should at least tested the ankle. Tested his mobility. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I ain't talking sparring. I mean, really tested it. Should have took a tune-up. I mean, for you to say you ain't get nothing done, you pulled out of the original fight date for this fight because you said your ankle was messed up. And then you got nothing done. And then you come in here damn near stationary, coming forward tonight, being unlike Harrison. That's crazy. He gave up so much more to Charlo than he needed to. If he would have fought in the same manner as he did in that first fight, he would have had so much more success because it was the same Charlo. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all. His mind was ready, though. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Earl sounded like his jaw was wide. Yeah, he did sound like he may have had something going on with the jawline. Maybe it could have been from the dental work. It could have been from the wiring of the jaw. We just don't know. But something definitely going on with his mouth. And like I said, there's a lot of issues probably going on that we don't know about. Trust and believe. You know what I'm saying? Trust and believe. Chavez Jr., the type to wake up, smoke a blunt, and forget that he has a fight the same night all day. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He probably hit a J on the way to the fight. I'm telling you, man, you don't think he fired up right after the fight was over tonight? Man, him and Pops probably fired up together. I'm trying to tell y'all right after, we're going to go to the hospital. Let's go fire up. After that, we're going to cash this check. We got us some ladies back at the hotel room. We about to have a good time tonight. Man, hell yeah. He was fine that good up on the way there, man. Eating pieces and all that, man. Man, promoters. Look, this just goes to show you, man. Some promoters would do anything to make $1. Anything. Eddie put this dude on, risking his promoter's license, everything, all for the name. How much more value that name gonna keep having? I mean, it's gonna get to a point where Pop's gonna have to do guest appearances on like AARP commercials or some shit, man, just to, keep making money off that damn name. You know what I'm saying? Fighters are leaving their weight class prematurely because they can't get fights. It happens, but Charlo has options. It all depends on the moves that he chooses to make. If he chooses to go to the zone and open up his more options, I mean, he'll be regretting going up in weight before doing everything within his power to get the Gennady Golovkin fight, to get the Canelo Alvarez fight. Well, Canelo may fight him in any weight class, but to get the Andre fight, you know what I mean? Without doing everything in his power. And to go up, don't know if he's ready for the David Benavidez, the punching power of a Caleb Plant. He ain't coming back down. We all know he ain't going to be the same if he try to come back down. I just don't want him to leave without doing everything in his power to make those fights happen. You know what I'm saying? Marquise Monroe says, my man Earl says, I don't need no tune-up. Give me the smoke. Man, Earl better not, man. PBC, they got way too much invested in Earl. They ain't going to let him come back without taking no tune-up. Y'all can forget it. All of that coming straight back to the Danny fight, coming back to the Manny fight, or coming back to the whoever fight, man, it ain't smart. If I'm Errol Spence Pops, I'm like, hell nah. Hell to the nah. Hey, put us up in that thing with somebody, a bum. Easy work so we can get the rhythm back, so we can get the feel back. Shit, so it ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna happen. I'm dying to see what they put in there with Manny Pacquiao, man. Man. I tell everybody, the way we all gonna know if any progress is gonna be made towards Terrence Crawford for any of the PBC welterweights, watch Manny Pacquiao. No one ain't moving until they know that Manny Pacquiao is gone. That's it. Man, if Earl is saying that if he going to have to come back to a soft touch, he ain't coming back to Manny right away. Manny says he's coming back in the spring or summer, right? I know Mikey Garcia. Maybe so. I don't know. But it would be a shame if PBC cannot get Errol Spence Jr. that fight and have his brand and profile get raised. If they allow Pacquiao to fly away without getting Earl that fight, same mistake that Top Rank made with Terrence Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Sean Newton in the building. What's up, man? He had dental surgery. That takes a while to get normal and can affect the way you talk all day. I agree. It could be dental surgery. It can be, like I said, it can be some wires in his jaw. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely had dental surgery. And, Earl going to be out. He's got a lot of healing to do. He's came a long way. Like I said, from those original pictures that we saw, the mug shot, and all of that, man, he's healing pretty good. You know what I mean? He had way more facial lacerations than what we seen tonight. So it's good to see him back, man. It's just good to see the man back for real, alive, breathing. You know what I mean? And everyone can stop wondering. I just don't know if he comes back. Oh my God, man, you think he's coming back? I don't know. Everybody can just calm the fuck down. The man is back. You know what I'm saying? All day. Muhammad Hamatola says, I heard the arena in Atlanta is sold out for the Tank fight. Tank finna cross over. Yeah, man, I heard the same thing. Man, look, man. You got to give it to Mayweather, man. When he does it right, he does it good. It comes out all working. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens when Mayweather actually puts a lot into promoting someone. The power of Mayweather is crazy. He just don't focus this much on none of his other fighters. But look what happens when he got young Tank selling out new markets and all kinds of shit, about to make him a pay-per-view star. Whether we like the trajectory that he took or the path that he took, about to make him a pay-per-view star. They're going to do that Leo Santa Cruz fight next and put it right on pay-per-view. And this is what happens when Mayweather does it the right way, put his focus and attention on his fighters in the right way. He didn't do it for Deontay Wilder in Wilder's last fight. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do it for a lot of his other fighters in that stable. But it's good to see that, man. If he wants to, he can make you a star. Salute the Tank, man. Glitch round. Manny don't want to go out like that, man. I hope, hey, man. Manny gonna go out making bread. Manny gonna go out making money. Don't matter who it is. He gonna go out making money. Whether it's what Eddie Hearns and them is talking about with DAZN in Saudi Arabia, or whether it's what PBC is talking about with Errol Spence Jr. Man, it's money all around the board. Pick one, Manny. But PBC, y'all better not let this opportunity go away. See, PBC got the Manny secret weapon. You know, they got Floyd. Every time it looked like Manny want to go do something else, oh, let's go to what Eddie Hearn is talking about. He says he has $30 million for a fight. Let's go have a conversation. Hey, Manny. Hey, I'm gonna fight you next week. Let's fight next week. Oh, Floyd wants to fight. Oh, screw that. Floyd wants to fight. Let's go back going over here and talk to Floyd. Okay, hey, girl. All right. Now I was just playing. I'll fight you only if you beat him, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Oh, okay, Floyd. I have to beat them too. Just these two right here. Okay, fine. And Manny does it. And now Manny's back on the PBC run. That's the only stoppage. That's the only one thing that can stop Manny from running over there to DAZN. And that's Floyd Mayweather. So can Floyd Mayweather keep Manny in place long enough for them to get them the Errol Spence Jr. fight, or whoever from PBC, and make them a certified star? Because if not, DAZN gonna come calling, and they may just steal Manny. We'll see. Earl should fight his Mando next. Cadrillo Abaduka. I don't know who the fuck that is. I mean, look, man, we want to see the best fight the best, man. Cadrillo, bro, how did you even remember to type that damn name, fam? Like, I hope you made that shit up. How the hell you type that shit, bro? I would have had to literally go to Box Rec or one of them shits to be like, man, I gotta look up this. It's gonna take me 10 minutes to type this motherfucking name. Cadrillo Abdukarov. Bro, you better be playing, man. I know you fucking with me, man. No way, bro. What the fuck? Hey, you a wild dude, man. Cadrillo Abdukarov. The WBC ordered Charlo versus Triple G, and Triple G did the race all day. all day. And that's another reason why I really don't want to see Charlo leave the 160-pound division, man, because stuff like that happened where they clearly ordered that fight and didn't follow up on their order. Because when Triple G didn't accept the fight, the WBC issued no punishment, none whatsoever. These fighters got out of the way from Charlo, and that's why I would hate to see him leave 160 without actually making those fights try to happen, man. Yeah, man. Hey, Nelson, you see that, man? Come on, hold on, Sean. Go ahead, bro. That's his man, though, bro. Hey, bro. If I go and research this shit and Kareem Akadulov, ain't this, bro? You playing with me, bro? If that is his real man, though, like you might be for real. I don't know. I am very impressed that you remembered on how to type that shit, bro. Like, how did you remember that dude's name? Do you got it written down somewhere, bro? Like, how did you remember that, man? Come on, man. That name, though. Come on, man. He playing with us, Joe. Sean says that's the IBF. Nah, like, seriously. Man, go ahead. Well, look, let him beat up on Akhmadullarov. You know what I'm saying? Let him go beat up on Akhmadullarov if he got to do it. But hopefully something comes in and stops that. Now, if we talking the IBF Mando situation, I mean, we could be talking in terms of Crawford unification, which unification Trump mandatories, but I guess that's too far down the road. You know what I'm saying? He may do have to come back to that IBF Mando, and that IBF mandatory, that may be the one tune-up that he need. You know what I'm saying? And the IBF don't play when it comes down to their mandatories. We all know that. They enforce them harder than any of the sanctioning bodies. They don't compromise in a lot of cases. They ain't playing. So if his IBF mandatory does come due, that will be the tune-up that they will allow him to take, and then he will probably get back into major contention. You know, when Keith came back off of his hiatus, he took Josecito Lopez. Had a tough round, you know what I'm saying? Had one tough round where he was damn near stopped, but he had clear signs of ring rust. And some people are even saying that he should have took another fight prior to the Manny Pacquiao fight to get it all the way off. Even Keith kind of semi-alluded to it. Like, you know, it's still supposed to have been a get-back year, but he took the Manny Pacquiao fight. Coming back too fast, jumping back in that water too fast, even because you're so anxious to get back to what you left, sometimes ain't smart. And sometimes you do got to make the better, smarter decision and take the tune-up or two, especially inactivity and being hurt. Take the tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Jarrett Hurd, I keep going back to it. He swallowed his pride. You know what I'm saying? It was fans like myself banging our chests. Like, Jarrett Hurd, get your ass back in the ring, man. Nah, he beat you in front of your home crowd. Hell nah. That people like myself was saying shit like that, but it's not smart. Fighters, when sometimes they got to reset and they got to think. And in Errol Spence Jr.'s case, he'll be smart to come back to that soft touch. That IBF Mando may be just that. You know what I'm saying? May be just that. Man, Triple I dreaming about that third fight with Canelo. Triple G is dreaming about that third fight with Canelo. Yeah, he dreaming. Canelo is doing everything but that. Canelo was like, let me just go. Anybody else? Triple G is like, hey, I'm right here, bro. I'm right here. Choose me. Anybody? Well, I guess there's nobody. I guess I'll just take a couple months off. He ain't not giving Triple G that fight under any circumstances. And I'm sure he eventually will do it. I'm sure DAZN has something they promised to Gennady Golovkin to get him over there, more than just the stock options that they gave him. So I'm sure they have something in his contract. Gennady Golovkin, whenever I hear him talk about that fight, he always speaks about that fight like they know what's going to happen. Like, you know, you can't get away from this. Like, you already know what the suits done already told you. It's going to happen. The sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to happen before Gennady Golovkin retires. It's going to happen. I hope they get Charlo in the mix, though. That's just my whole deal. How is Triple G going to how is the WBC going to punish Triple G? He isn't the champ. No, he was saying that at the time, like right after Triple G lost to Canelo, they ordered for him to face Charlo. And I hear what you're saying. You right. I'm with you in a sense, because it would have been better for them to order Canelo to face Charlo. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense to have the loser ordered to face somebody. It didn't. It was a lot of protection of Canelo involved with that. I even asked that. I asked that at the time. I was like, yo, like, why is it that they ordering for Charlo to fight the loser of Canelo and Triple G? when Canelo was the winner. You know what I'm saying? Charlo was the interim champion. He was the mandatory to the title. So why the hell is he being ordered to face the loser? You know? So I'm with you there in a nutshell. All of it was just janky. All of it was just a protection plan. You know what I'm saying? And they pulled him out of the way of Charlo. Then turned around and gave Canelo a franchise belt that has no mandatories. So now Charlo basically has no chance of fighting Canelo. Bullshit. Marquise Monroe, Terrence ain't pushing for those fights because Bob Arum is paying that bag to fight people that they know he will beat. Well, guess what? Bob Arum better do the smart thing and dig deep, call Eddie, and say, can we borrow Mikey Garcia? I don't know what Bob got to do. All I do know is Bob and Eddie Hearn make fights together. All I do know is Mikey Garcia is at welterweight. And Terrence Bud Crawford needs a big-time name and a high-profile fight. Well, here you go. Bob better work his mojo. You know, we've seen him send fighters across the street like Vasil Lomachenko, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder got no problem making the fight. You can't send Terrence Crawford to DAZN if it comes down to that. If DAZN is willing to pay for the Terrence Crawford's guarantee, which I don't think they will, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the problem in that situation will honestly come from the DAZN side of the tracks or the Matchroom side. They know Mikey would lose that fight. They wouldn't put him in there with Bud. It would take Bob Arum to have to throw a prior astronomical amount of money at Mikey Garcia to make that happen. And I think he should do it. Did it for everybody else. Why the hell not? Dundada in the building. Salute, fam. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Glad to have you in the building, fam. Renee Box-Young in the building. Salute, fam. Salute. Salute. Keep running your mouth and showboating, Tony. Lions only. All day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, your man gonna have to eat them words. He gonna have to eat them. Man, he talked that good shit. That's what it makes it so much more harder when you talking that cash shit and you lose like that, then you get stopped. Woo! I'm telling you, fight fans. Hard loss for Tony Harrison, man. Hard loss. We about to shut this down. We've been going for a while, fight fans. Sean Newton says Andre versus Mungia in 2020 for the WBO. I can see that, fam. Hey, good eye, bro. Good eye. Jaime Mungia, former WBO champion at 154 pounds. We know the WBO has that thing that they do when you're a champion at one weight class, if you're going up or down, as in what Canelo is doing, as in what Alexander Usyk has done, they put you in contention for a title. So Jaime Mungia, that's only if Oscar doesn't use him for a Canelo fight. Canelo still has a lot of fights to fulfill for DAZN in that 11-fight deal that he signed. So if Oscar doesn't use Mungia for a fight for Canelo Alvarez, I think that Andre fight makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Real shit. I think stylistically, Andre can beat him though if he don't get hit with a big punch. But Mungia can easily be frustrated. He can easily be outboxed. I mean, I think Andre got a real good shot in that fight. Real good shot. Let's see. Wayne Jr. say Bob not trying to promote Bud. Man, hey, look, times like this, I'm going to show it. Going to prove it. You got Mikey Garcia right there. Mikey Garcia. What you going to say, 10 million? Give it to him. 10 million. Mikey Garcia, 10 million. Make it happen. It would do wonders for Bud career. That would be a $10 million investment. Or if 10 to 15 million. I don't know what Mikey would want, but that would be just a good investment. You know what I'm saying? That would go down and do so much good for Terrence Bud Crawford. All of this criticism, who you beat, who you fought, all the momentum that he would get from beating a Mikey Garcia, all the fanfare that he would win. I mean, I don't know how much it would move the PBC fighters, but damn, they would definitely got to talk about it. And it would definitely, I think it would raise the pressure on them just a little bit, at least. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. But I'm going to go ahead and get ready to shut this down. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes, fight fans, man. This was a good fight tonight. Jamel Charlo wins back his WBC title in a 10th round stoppage of Tony Harrison Impressive fight, fan-friendly fight. For those who missed it, who may have to catch it on a link or whatever, or YouTube or whatever, you're going to be very entertained. Cosmetically, different fight than I expected. None of us expected Tony Harrison to be the aggressor in this fight. None of us expected Tony Harrison to be the one fighting in the pocket and welcoming that kind of fight. Most of us thought that we would probably get a traditional Tony Harrison that we got from the first fight, luring Jermell Charlo into traps. But clearly, Tony Harrison's ankle, I think, shut his mobility down. And I didn't see much improvement from Jermell Charlo. I seen the same Jermell Charlo for the most part. I seen a lesser Harrison, and he got the win tonight, more so on activity, and of course, since he stopped him. But he was hanging in the fight or staying in the fight due to workload and due to activity. But other than that, I'm not overly impressed with Jermell Charlo's performance. He got the stoppage, yes, but his inaccuracies, his inability, if you will, to land a lot of his power shots, and he throws so many of them, just to me makes the fight look not that great for him. But he got the win, respectable win against a lot of pressure. A lot of people counted him out. A lot of people took Tony Harrison for this fight. Even with Tony Harrison's ankle injury, a lot of people still took Tony Harrison for this fight. And he beat a lot of the critics. And he goes back for he got his world title now. Remains in the conversation. Hopefully, my man Jerry Swift get back on top also, so he can get his belt back and we can get that fight back on the conversation. But my voice is leaving me, fight fans, so it's time to hang it up. Much love to everybody that rocked with me tonight. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Tomorrow, we will be here for We Talking Boxing, the episode I meant to give y'all today. I will give y'all tomorrow. Got a lot of good topics to talk about. Kell Brook is back on the scene. Kell Brook is back on the scene, and he is fighting. I forgot the dude's name. I see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night, good evening, all that good stuff. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy Festivus for the rest of us, man. Much love. Thumbs up on the way out. I see y'all tomorrow. Great fight tonight. Salute to Jermell Charlo for winning his WBC 154-pound title back. I see y'all tomorrow. Thumbs up, fight fans. Peace out.